Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to take a sip of tea real quick. Alrighty, so, oh boy, I don't even know where to start. I just pulled out a bunch of bright colors to try to make a cane. And I don't quite know what I want this cane to be, but it's going to be bright. So we have some peacock blue, white, and fuchsia. I'm going to do that. I have some wasabi fuchsia, or not, no, this is purple pearl, this is fuchsia. So we've got all these, and then I just got a couple of green and white, and yellow and white. And in here we just have some peacock pearl with some graphite gray, some purple and some white, and then just fuchsia and green. So it's going to be really bright. So what I'm going to do with these is I think I'm going to do what I've normally done when I need to mute the colors. And that is, as I'm making this Skinner blend, I'm going to add some white to it, just so it's not quite in your face. And I don't know, let's see what we can come up with. I was thinking of doing a rainbow cane. And I don't know, I just decided at the last minute not to. So I just pulled out some extra colors that I had. And I've got a lot of half, I guess they're like half a package or something. They're just all open packages. And when I'm done with what I do every day, I just throw them in this drawer to the left of me. And the drawer is getting kind of full. So I grabbed the packages and just kind of decided to, you know, get rid of them. So all of these are going to be Skinner blends. We've had an interesting, I don't know if it's an interesting morning. We had an interesting night last night. Just felt really off. And for those of you that know what I'm talking about, it was weird. And so, I don't know, about midnight or 1 in the morning, I checked my blood sugar. I'm not diabetic, but I am hypoglycemic. I don't eat very well, and I don't eat very much. And sometimes it'll affect you in ways that it shouldn't affect you. So I checked off of 2 machines, and it kept saying my sugar was fine. So the only thing that leaves is, okay, you're having an anxiety attack, because the feelings are pretty much the same as low blood sugar. And I don't think I got to bed or sleep till about 4:35 this morning. So I am here, but I'm winging it. So the ideas that I had in my head, I don't know where they went, but they're gone. So I'm going for something just easy and non-thinkable. You know, I used to be told that as you get older, that, I don't know if it was a psychiatrist or a psychologist I went to, and, you know, I asked them that question. I was like 20-something years old. I was 23 when I first suffered my first panic attack. And they were pretty bad. I mean, literally, they were really bad for quite a few years. I was on so many different medications. I mean, they tried so much stuff, because back there it was like the mid-80s, and panic attacks were not mainstream like they are now. They were just very, how do you call it? The stigma on them. They were just a very quiet disorder. Nobody knew much about them. They didn't know what to do. So they throw you on all kinds of different medications to make it, you know, go away. Well, those medications actually made it worse. I would be shaking, and then other pills I'd be shaking inside, but you couldn't see me shaking outside. It was like the weirdest thing ever. Then I finally saw one therapist. Actually, this would have had to have been a psychiatrist, because therapists do not give out medication. That put me on Ativan, and that seemed to work. The only problem with Ativan is it took 45 minutes before it finally took effect. So if you're in the middle of a panic attack and you pop an Ativan, you've got about 45 minutes of hell to go through. And then there was the wonder drug, which unfortunately is abused by a lot of people, and that is Xanax. So they put me on a prescription for Xanax, and I didn't take them unless I had a panic attack. So it wasn't like I was living on them. You know, they were in my purse. And the funny thing is as long as I knew that I had them, then I didn't seem to need to take them. And so they'd be there for, like, if I had a severe one, and I couldn't get out of it, then I take it, and literally within 5-10 minutes it was gone. So I have been taking those now for maybe 35 years. That's a long time to be on one medication. The wonderful thing is I've never had to really increase my dosage. So it's not like, you know, I abuse them. I take half a tablet before bed. Because that's when the anxiety seems to hit, is like when I'm about to go to sleep. And you don't want to call the paramedics when you're having a really bad one, because you're just afraid to wake them up. You know, it's like, I don't want to wake these guys up. Although they probably don't have a problem with it. I don't know. But I just hate that when that happens. Last night, I really thought it was getting to that point, because I could not get out of this one. And so I'm not in this church anymore, but I was brought up in a Greek Orthodox church. Both of my parents were Greek. That's just what we did. And I don't hate the church, but it was just basically like a liturgy every week. It was the same thing, and you never learned anything. You just went in and did your time, right? But the one thing about the Greek Orthodox Church is, I don't know if I want to call it that they do chanting, but it's like Byzantine music. And I remember when my mom lived here, I took her in for the last 2 years of her life. And I'd play this Byzantine music for her before she went to bed every night. And it calmed her down, and it helped her sleep. And it's kind of cool, but I have not been able to listen to it since my mom has died. And we're talking 11 years now? 12, 22, yeah, almost 12 years. And I still can't listen to it. But last night, I actually listened to some, not the music that I played for her, because I have that all on my phone. But kind of the same thing. And, I don't know, it calmed me enough to where I was able to actually go to sleep. So, you know, I don't know if I just mentioned this, but I had seen a psychiatrist once, and he asked me a question, you know, when I asked him if it'll ever go away. And he said, do you ever see an old person with anxiety? Well, I wasn't old, so I don't know. But the statement is not true. They still come, although they're much better than they used to be. Every now and then I'll get that one that just knocks me for a loop, and then the next day I am just off. So here we are, guys. I am a little off. So, doing my best to just have fun today. Not worry about it. I got all my orders out. It was a slow morning. And so sometimes that's really wanted, because it just gives me a little bit of time to recharge. The second thing is I've got some more rollers. I'm working on making my own rollers, and I've already told you guys this, that I do not make the designs on my rollers. I work with a designer, and her rollers are fabulous. But I have been trying to do that myself, and I have tried one of the programs that I have, and oh my god, no. They just, it's time consuming, it is frustrating, it doesn't always work. So a lot of these people, most of them use a completely different program than I do, and it is not cheap. Actually, this program that I was looking at that I've heard that this girl uses $300 a month. Well, my business isn't to create digital files, and so I decided no on that. But there's one other program I'm going to try that I've been kind of working slowly on, but it's really hard when you have people at home because they've got the TV on and I'm trying to listen to a YouTube video in the office and work on the computer, and so you get the TV, you get all these sounds that you just can't literally focus. So that's the only problem with doing that. But the reason I say that is I bought 8 files from her, and so far I've printed out 5 and they're horrible. I can show you really quick what I mean. This is my last Skinner blend here. And I know I'm kind of out there. My mind probably is jumping to a million different things. That's just me today. Which probably didn't help with the anxiety. It's just my mind has got so much in it and I've got so many irons in the fire. I think it's kind of catching up on me. So the reason I'm stopping right here is I'm going to add some white. But before I add the white, I'll show you some of these. So this right here is a flower, okay? And it's a gorgeous print. It's just all kinds of little flowers. But I don't know if you can see that a lot of these flowers are like broken and there's stringing material all over it. And I'm not cleaning these up. So I can't use that. I don't know if she's used a different program. But, you know, everything that I make, I test. Tested those I don't like. This is a really cool abstract pattern. But if you want to look in here, let me see. I don't know how well you can see any of this, but you can see where, you know, it didn't form. You know, and it's got, again, all the stringing material. And it just looks like it missed a lot of the pattern. So there's 2. The third one is a braided pattern, and I kind of like it. But these are supposed to be lines, and instead I've got a bunch of jumbo mesh in there, basically. So this may still be used a different way, but I don't like that one. And then this is another floral, and if you can see, you can see all the stringing, and it just, yeah, I don't get it. I don't know what she did different. And then this is one more that I got from her, and as you can see, you got all these straight lines, but yet you see this one right here, it didn't finish on top, so there's 5. Then I went to a different person, and this is a really cute one. It's leaves, flowers, and ladybugs. So we'll do a sample one later on those. Those came out perfect, so I know it's not my printer. And then this is the other one. I've got a lot of hearts, but this is kind of scattered, and I love the shape of these. These are going to be so much fun. So those 3 work. So I know it's not my machines. I know, I don't know, maybe she used a different program to make these. I don't know. All I know is she's got to be pretty smart to use any of these programs because there is such a high learning curve on them. So we're going to try and manipulate it. So one thing I can do is try different settings to see if I can get that to work. And if it works, fantastic. If not, I asked her if she could resend me the files, and if not, then, you know, obviously I'm going to ask for a refund because it shouldn't be doing that, and they're unusable as they are. So we'll see how that goes, right? Alright, so now I've got this big strip of white, and I cut it at a number 7. And I'm not really concerned with how much is on there. I'm just adding a little bit of white. And that folded up on me here. Just so that it's not obviously so in your face, as I like to put it. So we're going to do that. And I'm putting this on the yellow and the green that are on the side if I'm at a camera here. All right, so take a look at what you're seeing. You're seeing the, oops, oh my gosh, I would have done it the wrong way, guys. Oh, I am so glad I caught that. Okay, we're going to leave that there. Actually, it was this that I needed, because you want to run it to where all colors are on top, not like this. Again, a little off today, but I'm off every day, so I guess it really doesn't matter. All right, so we want to run it like this. I'll put a little strip right there. And the same with this, which it really doesn't matter because it is white on one side already. So it's not like I can really change the white. Okay, do I got it now? Okay, so we're going to run it through the machine like that. And like that. And like that. Okay, so I'm going to run this through the machine. So take a look at what they look like now, and then we'll show you just a little bit of a difference that it'll have where it won't be quite so bright. So we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so here is our things. I don't know how else to put them. So I'm basically just going to roll them all up. You know though, I'm thinking, I'm going to put a color in the middle of this one as we roll. What do I got here? I've got green and blue. I have blue and purple. It's the dark purple that I could use. See. So yes, I'm going through my messy drawer to see if I have any kind of purple. And I know that I'm out. I have an order. I don't know what the weather must be like in Georgia, because it was shipped like 4 days ago, priority mail, and I still don't have it. So I'm having a feeling that the weather isn't too great out there, and is delaying my package just a bit. You know what? I'm going to use that color. This is the crimson, because I don't have enough purple. And no, the thing is to use open ones, not open up another one. So I'm going to look one more time, but if I can't find it, I think the crimson's going to have to work. So I've got some peacock pearl that maybe I could throw into one of them. I also have like a green. I guess I can put some green in there. I don't know if that's going to throw it off or not. Okay, forget the purple. We're going to go with cad red. When my son got married, the colors that they used was lime green and red, like a dark red. And I couldn't understand that. I thought that was the weirdest color combo to use. But oh my gosh, a lime green and red is absolutely beautiful. And their wedding turned out just so great. So we're going to add some red into this. And I got a little bit of fuchsia that got mixed up in this. So it's going to give it a little bit of a pearl finish and maybe darken up that red just a little bit. Alright, we're not going to do a whole bunch, but it's still going to be a rainbow. Well, the only thing we don't have is orange. Okay. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to put that right there on the end. Okay, and we're just going to wrap him up. You know what? I better make him a little longer. Ah. Okay, so there's a green. Not all perfect, but it will work out just fine. I'm going to take a little bit of peacock pearl and I'm going to put it in the middle of this one. Alrighty, what else can we talk about? Everybody's been asking me a few questions and now I totally flaked. I don't remember what all the questions are. Somebody asked about the giveaway. Well, the giveaway is going to be very soon. We are at 960 or 9,960 subscribers. I want to thank you all for that. And when we hit 10,000, we're giving away a Lucy Slicer. But there are a few requirements. So don't pass that giveaway post to any of your friends. I mean, you can, but unfortunately they will not be able to enter this time around. This is for people that have been subscribed, I'm going to say for at least a month. Because you guys have been here with me since the beginning, and I don't know how much you know how much I appreciate all of you. I mean, sometimes I'll read the comments, and I know I don't answer all of them. I'm constantly going, so sometimes I don't really get to sit down and read them unless I'm on YouTube doing something with the channel. And then I'll go in there and I'll try and answer questions. I do miss a lot. Forgive me for that. But I just get so caught up in my daily activities that I don't seem to sit down and answer everything. But know that I love y'all. And I read your comments and I shake my head a lot. Because it's amazing the compliments that you give me, guys. And I just, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't believe it. But I just, yeah, I'm not that good. So when you guys say that, oh, this is great and stuff like that, I kind of wonder what you guys are talking about half of the time. Alright, so we've got a green on the outside here. So I'm going to do a fuchsia on the outside. And this got a little bit crazy here. But anyways, how are we going to do this giveaway? Really simple. So all I'm going to do is have you guys pick a number between 1 and 5,000. I do check to make sure that everybody's a subscriber. So if I pick a number and you're somebody that is not a subscriber, or you just subscribed like a day or two before in order to get on the giveaway, I will have to pass by that name and move on to the next one. And that's not being mean or anything like that. It's just, yeah, I do bead shows a lot online, and I used to do giveaways all the time for free glass beads and stuff like that. And I'd get people that they don't buy any of the beads, but they're there just for the giveaways. So I had to change that to make it, you know, purchase a set of beads and then you're automatically in the giveaway. Now, I'm not asking anybody to buy anything here on YouTube, but it would be just right to be able to give you guys back something for all that you've done for me. So that's that. So when we hit 10,000, I will do a post that just says giveaway post, pick a number between 1 and 5,000. I will leave it up for about a week. I can't go anymore because, for one, then it takes forever to pick a winner. And two, I think a week is good enough. And if somebody's out of town, I'm really sorry that you missed it. But yeah, I've got to do it that way. So that's coming up soon. I'm going to say maybe a week, and we should be there. Okay, so this is what we've got. So I'm going to take this little pink guy here, and I'm going to make it thin on the sides. Okay, but this is not going to be big enough to run it all the way across. So I'm going to make this at least 3 inches. And when I do this, I just pull on the ends to leave that center raised so that you got kind of like a petal look. It's kind of like making a rose. You know, you want that thick center. Okay, and then you can come back and just kind of round that center a little bit so it's not really harsh. And I'm going to cut this at 1.5 because that's always the size that I use. So I could either do that. Yeah, this is not planned, so what I'm doing is whatever my mind tells me to do. I don't have a plan for this. Okay, so I think we're just going to leave it just like that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I've had 3 sonic booms today. I don't know what they're flying out there, but I just heard that one. So I'm going to take this purple one, and this is the one that I'm going to concentrate on going from the top to the bottom in kind of like a little wave pattern. Okay. So again, we're going to make this into like a petal. All right, Makita. I got Makita right there at the door of my office, and she's moaning. She's been doing that actually a lot lately. I know she's getting very old. Okay, so I'm bringing this down because I only want it like 1.5 inches tall, but I want it longer. So I'm going to pull on the edges and then shrink it down. Okay, I'm going to pull on the edges. Trying to keep that middle a little wider than everything else. So now we are at 2 inches. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's the act of playing. Okay, so we are at about 1.5 inches. Okay, so I kind of like want to do that. Okay, so that's basically where we're going to be. Okay, and then these, here's a little one. Let's do this first. We're just going to kind of sit inside both of these S shapes. Boy, I had air bubbles in there. So let's get this to about 3 inches. Yeah, so when you roll your Skinner blends up, make sure you roll them really tight. I thought I did, but obviously I didn't, because it really sunk down that side. So I'm going to have to cut those off. I want the rest of it even. I'm going to cut off the side right there. Yeah, Probably go a little bit more on that. Okay, so there's one. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one right here. Like that. Might as well mix up the colors, right? Got a sunny day today. Got some really nasty clouds out there, but for the most part it's sunny. No more flooding, no more rain. So hopefully it'll dry up. We're having my daughter and her boyfriend over for Super Bowl. I'm not sure if my son and his girlfriend are going to be here because he works out of town. And it would be 2 hours to drive home. And then he has school on Saturday. He's in a trade school. And so I don't quite know what he's up to yet. But I bought enough food for everybody. So we got buffalo chicken wings I'm gonna make. I've got these Parmesan chicken skewers I'm gonna make. I got so much stuff. You know how it goes. I don't know why, but that fuchsia is just kind of throwing me off here. So we're gonna set him down for a little bit. Alright, so we also have this block right here. And this is just a block in order to give the cane a little bit of contrast. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to do this, obviously. So we're just going to kind of cover him up a little bit like that. And the reason I put the graphite pearl on there was so that it would hopefully break up the colors. So I want this to go right on the edge there. Okay. Now I could take this is going to be tough because I have to cut a straight line. And you know I can't cut a straight line. So I'm going to do 3 like that. We'll go 2 more. Ooh. And I'm going to take these and put them upside down. Okay, I think I cut them wrong. Because that is not what I wanted to do, but it might work. I'll put that right on top of that one. Put that one on there. I'm breaking them up. Yeah, you don't want to put them up like that. They needed to be cut the other way, and I didn't. It should have been cut this way. Right? Because I cut it up and down. Alright, so I'm going to set those over. I'll use those for something else. Let's see if I can do this right. It's still going to be awfully wide. And it really doesn't matter what side I put it in. Alright, so we're just going to do that. I'm going to cut it down right at the blue. Yeah. Okay, well, we messed that idea up, but we're still going to use it. Ooh, no, I don't think we are going to use it. Okay, well, so much for that idea. We will stick to what we had before. All right, so we have this. So the green and the purple, I don't want to make another round one, so I'm going to put this into a triangle. So with these little ones, I'm wondering if I could just kind of cut them up into little pieces and then just throw them all together. It may work. Okay, since this is straight pink in the center, I may actually push the green into it. And on this one, I think I'm going to make 3. So that means I need to go to 4.5. Alright, so this one's a little higher. So we're going to bring this one down a little bit. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let me figure out where we're at here. Okay, so this is the top part. So I'm going to take a card. I guess I have a card right here. And I just want to push the green into the pink. This card may not be strong enough. Let me look. You can take a blade and use the dull side, but a card always seems to work better. But if I took the back of 2 blades, maybe I can get it to work. Okay. so 1, 2, 3, 4.5. We already did that side. So we're going to cut this at 1.5. 1.5. And this one we really could use to go a little bit farther. Alright, so now you can see where I kind of stuck that in the middle. It's just really thin. So if you can get like a credit card or something, it'll work pretty cool. Okay. Now I got to figure out where I want to put these together. So I was thinking of doing that. Ooh, not really happy with that one. Okay. All right. So we're going to put these three together. All right, that might not work with all three of them. I don't want to put it next to this green. That's going to be the top. So basically what I need to do is fill up these two sides. And then I still have the blue, white, and the green. Sometimes you got to play a little bit, and if you have to take it apart a million times because you don't like it, that's fine. And I got somehow a piece of hair right there. You guys notice that you lose your hair as you get older? I mean, literally lose it. It's either dog hair or my hair. It seems to be everywhere. Okay, so I kind of like that. I don't know if I want to add this other third one in there or just stick it right there. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that for now. We still have one more of this as well. All right, let's see what we're going to do with this. We're going to make this into a triangle too. Okay, so yeah, let's squish this in here. And I think I'm going to go 3 times on this one as well. Okay, make sure you pull from the center. And that way you're getting all the colors to stretch. My daughter-in-law's mom just got out of surgery not too long ago. So I might take a quick break and just call. She's the one that I told you about that ended up with multiple myeloma. And she went into remission for a while. But unfortunately it came back. And I know they were doing surgery to stabilize her back and the tumor that's there, because obviously there is no cure for it. It's just something that you live with. And I think they were going to give her a bone biopsy today, and they were going to aspirate, I guess, some of her marrow. I'm not really sure what exactly they were doing, but I called earlier and she was just getting out of recovery. So hopefully she's out now. Okay, I don't want that green on green. Okay. So we're going to do that. I think we might need to add some more of this. I'm going to make this thicker. We're going to stretch it out some. I think we're going to put that here for some reason. It is calling me here. We need to go a little wider. Or I just go 1.5 on this end. So many decisions. I don't remember what I had right here. Oh, that's not good. I don't think I had that right there. Oh my gosh, what color was in here? Maybe it was that one? Or was it this one? Just want to see. Where this ends up here. Okay. Okay. So, as of right now, we have 3 more. Whether we're going to use them all, I don't know. I don't even know what my top or bottom is anymore. I think we're going to do it this way. All right, let me pause for a minute and I'll be right back. All right, so now that I'm back and I've looked at it a little bit, I feel like there's got to be something that's going in between this. Something to offset all those colors. So what about like a navy blue? Let's see what I got in here. That's a cobalt. I want something darker. Here we go. There's a navy blue. As you can tell, yes, I've got a lot of old clay that's just pieces in there. So it's kind of nice to be able to get rid of these. These aren't going to be huge, but they'll be scattered here and there. Alright, so if we can get 1, 2, 3, 4 out of this, which means I need 6 inches of it. So we're going to take this off if we can. And this is what I mean about it's okay to change your mind sometimes. And once you kind of put them together, you kind of realize, okay, I need something here and here. But it should never be frustrating. It should always be fun. Okay, so what were here? What was here? I already lost that. Okay, so maybe we'll put this one right in the middle there. Okay. And it actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, this one, I'm going to stretch it up high. Wow, I've got 3 more. And this is why we have so much extra all the time. It's because we cut them out, but I'm really liking that blue. I don't know why, but I think it kind of helps. This one I'm going to flatten. And then what's that? That's the red and green. Okay. I don't like that there. I don't think I like that there. All right, we're going to do that. We still have 1 more. I don't know if I want to put that right there. Just finish that off. But I really like that blue. So I'm going to come in and see if I can find any more. Now I did pull out a green. Oof, that's just so bright. Let's see if I can find a little bit more of that blue, and ta-da, we do. And yeah, it's a little hard. This is going to be tropical. Definitely tropical. Am I going to keep the cane? I don't know. Again, I have I have so much cane, and I've noticed that a lot of people are buying my cane that are on the Me and the Mutts site. So thank you for helping me get rid of it. But I don't use as much as I make. So I'm probably going to be putting a lot of Kaleidoscope canes up. So if anybody wants any of the things that I make, let me know. And I'll make sure I set some aside for you. I don't make them really big like a lot of people. They make them huge. And they sell lots of them. But I don't have that many. But if you see something and go, oh, I know what I would do with that, then yes, I would hope that she would take some of these from me. Okay, so I'm just kind of scattering the blue kind of around here. Nope, don't like that there. I might end up putting 2 right there. Okay, so I think that's all we're going to do here. So there's a little hole right there, but I know that's going to fill up. And this, I'm not worrying about trimming it because it is the same color. Okay, so now the fun part, right? Try and make this all even. And I'm only going to show you a little bit of this, and then I'll hit pause, and we'll come back when we start cutting it up. So let's get all of this out of our way so I don't accidentally grab it. And this is a slow process. And I try and grab from the center and move out. And that sometimes helps to keep the waste, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so basically that's all we're doing. And sometimes I'll turn it around because I know I have more pressure on my right hand than I do on my left. And that way I'm giving both ends a chance. And I will probably cut these up once, put them together, and then go all the way down. We'll see what this first cut looks like. It's still a little brighter than I wanted, but it's definitely going to be tropical looking. And when it gets long enough, you can kind of twist it around and pull from the center, but I'm not quite there yet. And if you have bad wrists and fingers, take a break so you don't destroy your hands. I can feel it in my thumbs, so I'm kind of doing like the wave dance here. So I'm going to take this to about 4 inches, I think. Just so I can cut off all the bad parts. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need to go a little wider. And I usually don't like to cut my ends because I feel like I waste so much clay doing that, but because there's a whole lot of pattern on this, I'll probably cut it. Alright. 1, 2, 3, we're about 3.5. Alright, let's go a little longer. And if you're following along today, I think this is probably the first cane that I've made that I really haven't changed a lot of it. Just a couple things here and there. But I think this will be a really good one to follow along with. Alright, so we're going to put that right there. And I'm going to find a different blade, a longer one here. Alright. We're just going to cut. See where we're at here. Ooh. Okay, well, it's definitely one of those weird ones for sure. But it'll probably start looking a little better. Gosh darn it, I cannot cut a straight line for the life of me. So 1, 2, 3. So we'll cut about right here for 1.5. Okay. So there's our shape so far. It's really bright. Now, if you wanted to do this into a square kaleidoscope and you liked it the way it is, you basically can put it back to back. That's my mailman. Okay, you could either leave it like that and make all 6, which really wouldn't look too bad, but you guys know me. See, now if this was, somebody's at the door. Hold on a second. Okay, my son gets 1,000,000 packages a day. Seriously. Alright, so back where I was. You can leave it like this, and if you were to make this a square and you like this so much, all you do basically is you just take these 2 edges and you're going to just keep pushing on it until it turns into a square. Me, I don't know if I like the square yet. Okay, so I got this way to do it too, which is not too bad. And then you have this way, which I definitely don't like. Alright, so I'm not really happy with that flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to another 3 inches here. Okay, so I'm going to take that like that. I'm going to put this into a triangle. Okay, and we're going to go all the way to 6 inches. 6 or 9, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make it to 9. But we're just going to cut all that off and do it again. So I'm going to pause while I do that so you don't have to watch it get that far. And then we'll put it together. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we are back. Yes, the dogs are barking again. I have this at 9 inches. We just had an earthquake. Not here per se, but I've been getting text messages from my sister. One lives in Simi Valley, one lives in Thousand Oaks, and it was centered in Thousand Oaks. Not a huge one, mind you, but it just happens to fall on the anniversary of one of our big earthquakes in Sylmar, 1971. And I remember that date very well. I only need 9 inches here. Because I was like, I don't know, I was a young kid, how's that? And I thought it was a dinosaur from the Flintstones, you know, coming up under the house and lifting it up. That's what happens when you're young and you're involved in a huge earthquake. That earthquake, we all had to evacuate. My family didn't ourselves, but all of our neighbors did, because there's a dam right by us. And they were afraid the dam was going to collapse. But we had all our suitcases all ready to go, but we didn't end up leaving. And then, of course, we've been in the Northridge earthquake. That destroyed my sister's house. My mom's house was pretty destroyed. I don't know if you've seen pictures, but of the Northridge earthquake, they always had an image of fire coming out of the middle of the street because it busted a gas line. But it was weird because it was all flooded. The water lines were all broken. And so in a pile of water, a big puddle of water, you've got this big flame coming out. That was right by my mom's house. And if you drive to my mom's house, so let's just say this is a street. And my mom would be right here. So the fire would have been right here. And then after driving, a couple days later, we drove down to make sure my mom was okay. And because we couldn't reach her for, I don't know, a lot of hours. All the phone lines were up. But I remember driving down and you'd see house, house, no house, house, no house, 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 house. Because the houses basically just blew up. So now in California, on our gas meters, we have an automatic switch. And it's a pain in the butt because the gardeners set it off all the time. If you touch it, it shuts off the gas to your house, which is really good. But we all had to have those installed so that the gas would automatically shut off if we have an earthquake. So this one was centered about 8 miles from where my sister lives. It's like 8 miles from Thousand Oaks, 8 miles from Westlake Village, I think, and like 12 miles from Malibu, which my sister lives just on the other side of Malibu. But the other one's in Simi, which is a little bit south from there, or east of there. So I've been getting messages from her saying, be careful, there was an earthquake. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm in the desert. I didn't feel it. So I'm okay over here. But I don't know if it's a foreshock or whatever. But the funny thing is, and you heard it here first, okay? Whenever we have an earthquake, it always follows a year where we have fires and heavy rain. And we just got through with 4 or 5 days straight of heavy rain. And Malibu, Ventura County, all of them, they got hit probably the worst. And there's so much flooding over there, it's not even funny. But you heard it first from me, that I have a feeling that California is going to get hit with a major earthquake very soon. How soon, I don't know, but I have felt it in my bones. And, I don't know. So if you hear about a major earthquake in Southern California, know that you heard it here first, right? Hopefully it's not going to happen, but at this point, it does not surprise me. And being on an anniversary of the other earthquake is kind of weird. But I guess we're in earthquake season, right? Because California has 4 seasons: landslides, mudslides, fire, and rain. Okay, so I don't like this. I don't know what happened to my dot here, but he's really small. So we're going to put it back this way. Okay, and we're going to line it up. Okay. And going to make sure this is lined up really well. This one's a little shorter than the other one. I don't know why. So I might have to bring this down just a little bit. Okay, and I cut this, like I said, at 9 inches. What is it about this that I just don't like? The way those are lining up. But then this side lines up perfectly. Okay, so we're just going to line this side up and do the best that we can on this one. And if your design doesn't line up, just come through here like this and make sure those lines are all lined up, because it could be just where I cut. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to kind of put those together now. And this is the Donna Cato method. So now we want to cut this in 3. So I'll go 1.5 right here. And 1.5 would be right here. This is a little short, isn't it? 1.5, 1.5. So we're going to have to make this just a little longer. So I have to get on the news and see what happens, but for it to happen again, I don't know. If it's a foreshock, it's going to happen again. So you can see where this one's just a little bit longer. Oh, but it's a pretty cane. It's very bright. I will admit to that. I'm just going to kind of get this a little sharper right here. Okay. And I'm going to do that on all of them. So that's the inside right there. So we want that center to be nice and sharp. And that's the inside right there. This is the little piece that's throwing me off. Okay, so let's do these two. Oh, he's just a little short. He's still a little short. It's a little better. Oop. Make sure you get your sides all lined up. Yeah, that one's going to be a little tough because it's just a little bit shorter than it should be. There we go. Now I feel better. Okay, so that one's lined up pretty good. And that one is going to line up right there. Okay, so that looks good. This one needs a little help. Alrighty guys, so somebody's home. So we're going to make this quick. Let's go ahead and cut into it. Look at that. So I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you the next time.